With all the recent talk over the past couple of weeks of private vanilla servers like Nostalris, or Blizzard coming out with their discussion about pristine servers, making a fresh leveling experience in the current WoW, I've been thinking a lot about it. We've talked a bit about it on this channel, we've made a couple of videos, and all of this stuff is well and good. You know, it would be cool to play like a vanilla style server. And pristine servers, they sound alright. They're not the best, but they sound okay. But all of this has really got me to thinking, could we just get WoW 2 already? I mean, seriously? Like, I would have fun playing a private server. I'd have an okay time with pristine servers. But really, I just want the next WoW, to be honest with you. And please keep in mind what I'm saying. We can't just get, like, a better looking version of WoW. Blizzard couldn't recreate Azeroth in a brand new engine with basically making the same game over again and say, hey, it's prettier, pretend we're back in 2004 and have at it. That wouldn't work. No way in hell. Number one, the combat is way out of date. Like, it's tab targeting. You know why it was made? You know why it was created? As a latency compensation for what at the time were really bad internet connections, on average, for their target market. Connections change around the world, but tab targeting is a way to sort of compensate for the fact that people have different connections. There's a compensation with cast times and the fact that you're standing still, the fact that you're auto-locked onto a specific target. It helps with that. Now, there are certainly differences mechanically between tab target and action combat, and there's merits behind the tab target system, but a part of the reason was because of what I just mentioned. A way to compensate for latency and have players connected to a specific target so that when they cast their spell, the servers know that that's where the spell is going. But anyway, I digress. That combat system has been done to death. And really, as time goes on, it's less and less needed. The biggest problem is that just people are sick of it. People have been playing WoW for 10 years, and WoW derivatives along the way. Nobody wants to do tab target anymore. The combat system would have to be different. Absolutely. If Blizzard remade WoW, there would have to be a new combat system. 100% hands down. No one could stomach it for too very long. And the other thing is that the traditional MMO formula, I also think, is getting old and tired. You know, all attempts that we've seen in the past 10 years to recreate WoW's magic, as it were, have failed for being too similar with only minor differences. Even games that have different combat systems have generally been along the same lines of a type of game. Everyone knows what to do. What do you do in an MMO, a modern day MMO? You make your character, you run around and you pick up quests, you kill enemies along the way, you get yourself to max level, you do whatever PvE there is, you acquire gear, maybe you do some PvP too. Like, the structure, the framework of basically every massively multiplayer online role-playing game, why'd I say it all the way? Every MMORPG that I've played in the past 10 years has been exactly that. No one is straying from the formula. It's like, EverQuest happened, and you know, those before it, games like Ultima Online and Asheron's Call, WoW kind of brought that together and pushed it out to the mainstream, and then since then, everyone's fallen in line. And beyond the tab targeting system, we've seen people try to go with other combat systems, but as I've said, they've all followed that fundamental MMO structure that I think people, we know it. We know it, we understand it, we get it, we know what to do. And that's a big part of the problem. Now, I am well aware that you can never recreate your first MMO experience. But what you can recreate is new, interesting, and immersive experiences. Is this going to require VR? As we see the prevalence of all of these headsets coming out, hitting the market now, there's more buzz around it, and there's VR headsets for different price points. You can buy it at, I believe, $400. You could go to a higher end for $800. You could use your smartphone with a piece of cardboard and play VR on your phone. I mean, maybe. Either way, something needs to break the mold while still being accessible enough to catch on. That is what is required for the WoW 2 to exist. Blizzard, I love you. I've played a lot of your games. I've spent a ton of money on your stuff. But I don't know that you would even be the company to make WoW 2, in air quotes. It might have to come from someone else. Someone who's willing to kind of push the boundaries. I love Blizzard to death, but I can't pretend that the games they make today are really similar to the games that they made back in the day. I'm talking about Diablo 1 and Diablo 2. Talking about Vanilla WoW, original StarCraft. Those were hardcore games. And I don't know that they make those anymore. Hey, I'm not trying to step on anyone's toes. If you still love Blizzard games, that's fine. And I'm not saying you can't play Blizzard games hardcore. I'm just saying the World of Warcraft today is so accessible and so friendly to play compared to what it was in the past. And maybe those things aren't mutually exclusive. Maybe Blizzard can make a sort of mass appeal game and still have it catch on and be as successful as WoW was, and I guess still is, but trailing off to this day. But I just don't know if that's the case. And that's fine. Blizzard is making tons of money. They're still putting out good games. I still like Blizzard games, but they're different. That's all I'm saying. And I think when it comes to the WoW 2 that I'm looking for, that I think some of you guys are probably looking for, it's gonna have to be more than just being different for the sake of it. What it has to do is capture a sense of wonder, a sense of exploration, and a sense of danger. Because when I look back on Vanilla WoW and what I liked about that game, it really wasn't because it was lacking some of the features that the game has today. It really wasn't so much because it took so long to do stuff. I really think it was because it was immersive and I didn't know what was going on. I was always curious and exploring around the world, and the world was a scary ass place with open world PvP and enemy AI being so hard to kill. And I also wonder, unfortunately enough, is something like this ever possible? With the way that the internet works today, maybe the secrets and the sense of wonder have disappeared. You know, it used to be the case that you'd have to talk with your close friends and talk with your guildmates and talk with people that are playing the game in the game about the game to figure out what was going on with the game. Nowadays, we've got Reddit. That's basically it. You have Reddit. You're playing a game that you like, you go to Reddit, dun, 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 there's a big nest egg of all of the information you could ever want to know. And the people that are pushing super hard and getting them to max level and uncovering all of the secrets and all of the special stuff that in the past you may organically discover on your own, it's all right there before you. And that's a self-imposed problem if you consider it one, in that you're revealing those secrets, but that's also something that comes with the competitive nature of MMOs. When I play a game like this, I want to be competitive. I want to be at or near the top. And so what do? I try to gather as much information as I can. So where do I go? I go to the internet. And if I'm on the internet discovering this information, what am I not doing? I'm not discovering it in-game myself. And that takes away something. I feel as if the way we play games has changed. I'll speak for myself. The way I play games has changed. I mean, I played vanilla really hard, but I don't know that I'd be hitting max level as fast as I do in games nowadays. Is that a difference in my playstyle and my time commitment? Or is that simply a difference in how games are being developed and how they were back then? And I'm not trying to just sit here with rose-tinted glasses and say everything was peachy keen and games nowadays are so bad, but they used to be so good. Because a lot of times when you have that perspective, you gotta look inside, and that's more of you. That's how you approach things. That's how you personally view things. It's like music. Now people always say, the music when I was a kid was so good. Today's stuff is rubbish. It's like, every generation says that about their music compared to modern music. Everybody. Your grandparents said it, your parents said it, you say it, your kids are gonna say it, their kids are gonna say it. We've got a fondness for what we did as we were kids, and I understand that, but I'm still hoping, I have my fingers crossed, that somewhere out there, someone is talented enough, and smart enough, and capable enough to recreate that magic. A sense of wonder, a sense of exploration, a sense of danger. I want a WoW 2. Call it whatever the hell you want. It can be made by whoever. WoW 2 is what I need. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all have a fantastic afternoon. Please be sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. And until next time, I'll see you later.